What's going on?
Oh, person.
YouTube world. Steve, Vincenzo, Rob Lewis, the IRP. The placeholder that's been up for over a year finally comes to fruition. On
with a different number. With a different number.
I was gonna say a little
Thanks for
editing.
waiting.
The one person in the waiting room this whole year.
I think that might have been me. Or probably not.
You or Mark, one of the two.
Right.
Dave's favorite topic of discussion around this time.
Oh, it's. I've mentioned it maybe a time or two in private, and maybe a time on here, maybe in passing. I'm not a fan of Christmas. I'm not a fan of like the holidays. It's something I don't enjoy, but I try, like for Naomi, to put on like even an even keel face. I try not to be as negative, but yeah, it's just a time where you still know there's good in the world. You still know there's people giving to the less fortunate, the people that actually need the stuff. But you see so much of the folks that are always like, well, I really could use an iPhone 73. My iPhone 72 that I have, it just isn't up to snuff anymore. It's like, well, no. I mean, if you got like a Jitterbug first edition and I want like an iPhone 8 just to move along the technology bar because it'll help me in whatever I do or whatever you pay somebody's mortgage, or it's like the old Christmas tree. We used to have like a Pomida. Go to the Pomida and there'd be like a family that, hey, maybe fell in hard times and kids want some books and maybe some clothes and a couple board games or whatnot, Legos or something like that. And you just don't see them. I don't see that anymore. I like doing that type of stuff anonymously because I don't want the recognition, and that sort of lifts the spirits. Because I like to I like to give without knowing the people knowing, because I don't need the kudos, pats on the back, thumbs up, salutations, all that shit. It's just but you see too many people, and that's why the YouTube community, not as a whole, but you can tell in parts where everybody's like jonesing for likes, jonesing for, hey, watch this, hey, give me comments, give me, no, just be a genuine dude, genuine gal, just be a genuine person instead of always having some sort of angle with something. Just be a good person, and even if the grow is slow, that's fine. You don't need to sit there and Rome wasn't conquered in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. But you just see too much of it going on in the world, and when that starts infiltrating your everyday life, then that's when it starts to become just ugh. Feel like Scrooge all the time. So yeah, it's not a fun time of year. At least for me. Again, I know others disagree, and I'm always fine. But the one thing I just don't like is when people, well, you have to cheer up. It's Christmas.
We all have our own reasons.
That's what I'd say to you. You have to. I'm an adult. I don't have to. I mean, I'm not going to try to bring everybody down, but at the same time, when people ask me about, well, are you excited for Christmas? No, I'm excited to see what her reaction is. Other than that, I don't fucking care. I mean, people's reaction to the gifts that I get them, that is all. And it's not to sit there and I just fucking rambled on about. It's not to pat me on the back to fucking say, wow, great job, blah blah. I don't care. It's when people say friendships in this hobby, friendships overall. It's you listen to people, not just last week, not 2 weeks ago, not when they were if they're a YouTube member or they're some Instagram superstar, not when they had a video that had a ton of views and oh man, I remember this popular video of yours. Oh, you know what? I remember this shitty live stream that like 8 people watched, and I remember something you said in that now I'm taking, and I remember now when you open your package at Christmas, you see something in there, and you just say, "How the fuck do you remember that?" Because when people that matter to me speak, I try to listen. As I'm getting older, it's tougher for stuff to catch. Well, no, I can listen well, but it's just to catch in the net. The net's got a couple rips in there, and so some stuff just sort of like straight through. So you try to catch a butterfly with no net. I mean,
It happens.
I got a little netting in there, but that's the thing. Instead of I want to get you something that the community talks about, I want to get something that fucking hits to the core of you, and you know that I care. So,
well, I get it.
Only 7 minutes of diatribe, so it's not the usual 24, 25 minute fucking.
Well, but that's okay. It's and the fact that it's already touching on the subject to start the show off, which I hope everybody's sitting down because
It's not an hour and 20 minutes in. And
So I have this is just to bring everybody, keep everybody up to speed. This is what I gathered tonight's lessons from Dave's opening monologue are. Number one, grow slow. Number two, Christmas.
No blue pills. No blue pills.
Christmas is allowed to suck for some people. And number three, Dave's net in his mind is torn. He can't remember stuff.
It's getting tougher. It's getting tougher.
At least we know Bob's paying attention. He's listening.
Well, I hope there ain't much more because I only got 2 other sides of cardboard. So
Write smaller.
I have to get a fine point Sharpie, I guess.
But in all fairness, I'm like you, Dave. It's. I used to.
Hey Gary, real quick. Gary, my tree fluffing went fantastic this year. I don't know if I sent you pictures, but remind me. I will.
Fluffing. That's that. Like so many things are coming into my head right now. Moving on.
Gary knows. Gary knows.
Like I'm at a loss for words. That's write that on the calendar. If anybody has that on their bingo card, they should win because that usually doesn't happen. I usually have a response or a retort to everything. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's why people don't like me. I'm a lot like you, Dave. Like early on, and I'm not talking about when I was a kid, because in all fairness, Christmas is about the kids, anyways. It really is. It's not about us as adults. The true meaning of Christmas is, of course, like you alluded to earlier, Dave, is giving to those less fortunate, doing things for other people. By all stretch of the imagination, I am not. And there's good old Mark. We don't do that as much as what we should. and I'm talking collective, like as a whole, as a set of people, not like in my house. But like for me, I've and I don't want to say I've experienced a lot of loss during the holidays, but anytime you lose a very close knit family member that is kind of the glue around the holidays, they're the ones that kind of make it fun and enjoyable.
I just saw a Hallmark movie recently about that exact same situation, man.
It makes it harder, and I've shared this on multiple occasions. I was raised by a single mom, lived with my grandparents, and my grandmother loved Christmas, loved it like crazy, loved. And one of the traditions for a lot of years, even after we moved out of their house, I would go like every year I'd put up their Christmas lights because my grandparents were older, of course. So therefore, they couldn't very well put up their Christmas lights. They couldn't get up on the roof. That was my job. And my grandmother had a Christmas village, like the porcelain Christmas stuff. Anybody's been to Michael's and all that other kind of stuff, they have lights in them, and you can do the various the bakeries and the houses and the cottages and all that stuff.
The
That was
blacksmith.
that was my job, was to make her Christmas village. She would get it all out, and I would put it all up and arrange it the way I thought I would. And that was just time that we got to spend, right? And of course, when she got sick, that stopped. Like, and for those who don't know, my grandmother passed from ALS. If you go back in my archives and watch the Ice Bucket Challenge, my opening little thing in my video was in loving memory of my grandmother because she passed from ALS. So that really, we used to have a tradition. It still kind of carries on a little bit. Christmas Eve, we always did like little Christmas Eve stockings, $5 to $10 worth of stuff, but it was for everybody, all the kids, all the grandkids. And we'd always find a way, of course, to get the kids away from whatever. So Santa miraculously showed up and delivered the Christmas Eve stockings. But for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day was the first time you saw somebody, you either said Christmas Eve gift or Christmas gift. And it was one of those in which if you got caught by not saying it first, you had to give one of your presents to the person who caught you. Not that that happened.
Wait,
Not that that happened. It was just one of those in which it kind of kept it fun. So you had to somewhat get creative to try and, catch somebody and say Christmas Eve gift or Christmas gift. Like I said, not that you actually got one of their presents, because like who would want stuff of that was meant for somebody else? Like most of the time it's not anything that you would use, want, need. What's the point, right? But it was just something that we did for a lot of years. And it kind of teetered off a little bit after she passed. My grandfather tried to keep with a lot of the same traditions that my grandmother did. Uh, and so did my mom. I don't know. When you have somebody who loved Christmas as much as what my grandmother did, and you lose that person, Christmas or other things could lose their luster. And I have to say, it's lost a lot of its luster. My wife loves Christmas. My house is thrown up Christmas, and this is actually kind of dialed back a little bit this year. But it kind of, I guess my grandmother and my mom almost kind of live vicariously through my wife now, but it's still not the same. It's still not the same. Because, like, for me, I always get shit. What do you want for Christmas? Nothing. I want nothing. This is about my kids and giving them what they want, need, don't realize they need. And
Listen, I appreciate this. Like so, and this is where where Christmas can be very different. I don't get squat during the year from anybody. I load up on Christmas, man. That's when I get it all from people. Like, but we like to give to. It's kind of like I think the whole family's mentality is the same way. Like we don't really we go, we give on birthdays and the Mother's Days and Father's Days, but Christmas has always been like a mother load, and to the point where this house that I'm in now, when we grew up, um, that front door over that way was like blocked with presents to where we had to come in the back door, man. So I hate to like say like it's kind of about stuff for like our family, and it is, but we blended just enough of the love and just the kind of memories and traditions just to kind of like balance it just right. You know what I mean? But it is about stuff for the Lewis family too, man. Like the boxes of cards I've got on Christmas. I mean, it has like going back to like even action figures and stuff like that to like when I thought I had a style when I would ask for like the Adidas like tearaway pants. I had probably like 12 pairs of those. Um, I think I got 6 of them in like one Christmas. I pretty much my senior year of high school. I wore those 4 out of 5 days every day. Um, we I guess I should be thankful too that we haven't had that, man. That's that kind of a lost loved one from any kind of a holiday. That is special. I mean, people have died close to holidays, but there's no real association there or anything like that. Um, and I can hearing your story, man, it just breaks my heart, dude. And I don't want
well,
all the viewers to turn off because they don't have a box of tissues near them, dude.
and I'm not saying all this to it, but when you talk about getting in the doldrums, everybody's reasons are different.
Yeah, man, definitely.
And I'm not sitting here saying that the people that I've lost were near the holidays. September is not near the holidays,
Yeah, that's true. You just said it meant so much to them. Like
but
there's some tie to the holiday, as a
abs-
result of a loss. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So let me
And
ask you this: when I can ask a question, because there are people that they don't, maybe, and I may be guilty of it myself of like being over the top, kind of like even so for even at like the in line at the grocery store, you just uh, you're laying it on, just trying to make somebody smile or whatever it is. Everybody's kind of like a little bit looser and lighter because it is the holidays. It seems like, but that's maybe just my perception because that's how I feel. Um, Not really taking into consideration the holidays might be shit for people, dude. So it's it's kind of tough. So if you as somebody that it's Christmas and Dave, it sounds like you got your reasons too, where it's not exactly a time that you enjoy or look forward to maybe or celebrate in the same way or are as excited about as maybe you were in years past. Do you get well if somebody comes at you with some over the top Christmas joy, how are you meeting that? Are you just kind of taking it in stride or are you like sort of bah humbugging it? And that's all right if you are, no judgment here.
I take it in stride because it's not for me to put somebody in a bad mood because of my reasons as to why this time of year is tough. Why I'm not happy go lucky, joyous in the Christmas spirit and everything else. Everybody is different, and it's one of those in which I would hate to be the person that individual would go home to and
Mhm.
basically rant about of, well, you know, I was in such a good mood.
This prick
looking
at the
forward to this
grocery store told me to
Yeah.
go F myself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm not gonna sit there and go from, you know, straight faced like I am now to, oh, that's fantastic, great for you, Merry. You know, I'm like, that's fake.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still gonna be me, but I'm not going to make it where it would change their feeling about the holiday season, because that's
Yeah.
not fair either. And, you know, I'm still not that asshole that is going to sit there and make other people feel bad about my situation during the holidays, because this is me. Like, this is what's happened to me. This is why things are the way that they are. I don't tell people this to get sympathy or empathy or anything along those lines. It's, we talk about building connections here, and the only way that you can somewhat continue to build connections with people is to talk about things like this. You know, you got to get to know people on a personal level. And like, if Paul were to send me a freaking text message and be, you know, with the chorus of "Have a holly jolly Christmas," I'm not gonna write back to him and be like, "You're a prick, you suck." Like, no, not gonna do that, because everybody's. I see it. I see it. Everybody has their own feelings and emotions when it comes to, and not just the holidays, birthdays, anniversaries. Like, it coincides with everything of some sort of significance to somebody.
Arbor Day.
Okay, I wouldn't go
Bat
that far,
mitzvahs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's. I can't sit here and say like I hate the holidays, because I don't. There is still some enjoyment, but when, like, I come from a very close knit family, and when you lose like your matriarch and your patriarch, and then the person who fills the matriarch role, you lose them, it just it changes things, is all I'm getting at. I don't hate Christmas. I don't despise it. I'm not the Grinch. I'm not ball humbug, because I enjoy watching my kids and the excitement. And my kids are older. You know, y'all still have littles as far as I'm concerned. Although 12 and 13 is not littles, but I still put them in the same category. I mean, mine is going on 17 and 22. I don't have littles. So, but there's still a lot of enjoyment in seeing them get happy and excited when they get something that they seriously didn't think that they were going to get for whatever reason. I get enjoyment out of that, because it's about them. It's always been about them. It's no different for us growing up. It was about us as kids growing up. That's what Christmas was about. So,
I one of the channels I watch on YouTube, it's called This Retro Life. It's a dude who is into like the gaming side of collecting, right? But his dad was kind of a tech guy, and so he was videoed all, like pretty much this guy has like a video log of his whole childhood surrounding or around gaming and like gifts he opened during Christmas. So like a video this dude just put out like 3 days ago was a 28-minute long video of every Sega game that he had opened from like 1991 to whenever the last one was. So he went from like 5 years old to 16 years old in this video, and it was just cool, like the memories of getting like a something that you wanted, you know what I mean? And clearly I mean, this dude, all his videos are usually like tear jerkers because his dad has passed away, and this is like a way that he remembers him and like honors him with this channel, blah blah blah, right? Um, so, so that's just kind of special. Like when you see that, and he's narrating over top of it. Um, it doesn't matter. I feel like what has happened to you personally on Christmas. Like you can see something and like have feelings for it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I've never had. I haven't like really had anybody that's just like some kind of a holiday like Christmas or I mean that's always the one that people bring up. Seems to have the most emotions around it, or like somebody's birthday or something, where it was just tragic for them. So I don't have any personal experience with know how to navigate those waters. So I just kind of do what we do. We have our family traditions that we're just kind of keep rolling those out until they don't stick anymore, I guess. Or things change, which inevitably they will. Yeah, this Christmas is going to be a whole lot different. So we're just going to see how it all plays out, and that's okay. That's my agent, I think. Hold on, let me see. There's no number coming up.
I went ahead and muted him. Dogs, vacate the premises. I brought my food in here to eat. That's cold.
Someone, and again, I have no idea who this customer was the other day. I was talking to one of our resident, always cheerful cashiers, and this customer says, "Well, it's getting your Christmas. Where's your Christmas like costume or outfit?" I'm like, "What?" You see people like wearing like reindeer stuff, and I said, I'm dressed as a lump of coal." So just like,
I'll be right back, fellas.
yeah, absolutely, Robert. But yeah, it's just like, that's the other thing where Bob says, "Well, yeah, I don't want to take somebody's joy, but at the same time." And again, somebody I have no idea, so they don't know me at all. But it's like, just because I'm working retail doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and be joyous and cheerful. And Scott, yeah, he's starting tomorrow.
Go Broncos. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, go Broncos. Keep going. Chargers keep losing.
So do the Chiefs.
Get a better pick. But yeah, that's the thing where I get where if you love the holiday season, whatever it is, it's that give and take. We've talked about it on many occasions about many things. It's like, if you love it so much, you can't be over the top in your joy and your glee to people in a spot where it's not, hey, it's a company Christmas party. You've been invited to like a friend's Christmas gathering of like cohorts and individuals in whatever community you're in. So again, there's going to be more Christmas cheer at said party or festive get together. you go to like a regular place where it's already shitty enough because every customer in the place thinks they know everything, and why are the French fries not $2 anymore like they were 12, 15 years ago? It's $6, or it's like I don't need to hear about everything all the time. And then you come in with that type of stuff. Like you're not cheerful enough for Christmas. I'd recommend buying a couple Powerball tickets. I'll guarantee you have a better chance of winning that than me being cheerful for Christmas. I mean, it just like we've discussed many a time. It's the attitude you bring into the situation. If you just come in with like a sort of a plain like, "Hey, you ready for Christmas?" or well, any plans for Christmas? Great. That's you set yourself up for like a neutral response to a negative to a positive, whatever it is. You're not sitting, "I'm so excited for Christmas, aren't you?" No. Are you excited for me to punch you? Why would you do that? It's the holiday season. It's so fun. Decorations and mistletoe and hot cocoa and catching snowflakes on your tongue. It's like,
Not in
no.
Texas.
Well, the one year you had some snow down that way.
Yeah, we won't go that far.
But yeah, it just gets tiresome with with that. And again, it's if you see me in an ugly sweater type thing and reindeer horns or some bullshit like that, you know, like trouble is afoot.
Hell froze over.
Yeah, like CM Punk.
Like I said, it's and eventually we're gonna get Vinny to talk here. He didn't even perk up when I said his name. So he's obviously plotting something. It's either that or he's in a really bad mood. Like that scowl on his face. Holy shit. Everybody look out. Like I said, I don't hate this time of year. I don't. There's still some enjoyment. It just like I said, when you have people gabagool who kind of help bring a little bit more joyous aspect to it, and just it changes things. Like back when I worked in the food industry around this time, and I know Dave, you can relate because being in retail, like you almost see the worst in people sometimes around this time of year too. You would think it would be the opposite, but like the holidays can sometimes bring out the worst in people. And that's the part that I used to hate seeing. Like you could go all year and then the week before Thanksgiving through the end of the year, you're going, what the fuck is wrong with some of these people? Like you've seen them in the past and there's been no issues, no problems. And then, but I also put myself in their position where, okay, they could be somewhat in the same mindset as me. This time of year is really hard on them because of reasons, whatever those reasons are. But going back to what Bob asked, like, I'm not going to be that person to change somebody's mood. I'm not. I'm not going to be fake about it. Like I said, I'm not going to go, yeah, I'm so super excited. I'm pumped, happy holidays, man. No, not doing it. but I'm not gonna ruin their mood either, because like that's not cool. But on the flip side, kind of like what you alluded to, don't push it on me either. This is the one time I'm going to bring up the religion aspect. I have nothing against religious people. It's the same concept. Don't push it on me. It's the same thing from a holiday perspective. Don't push it on me. Don't make me, or don't try and make me all happy and excited and for no, that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So, Vinny, can you speak yet? Vinny cannot speak yet. So,
hey, tell everybody about the giveaway next week. Now that we got a few folks in here, even if Bob's off camera, we could still talk about it.
So next week, for everybody who knows IRP tradition, next week on Tuesday will be the Christmas episode. For those who have watched, who have hung around, it is our gift giving amongst ourselves. Bob actually has something that he wants to give away, so we've got to figure out how we want to give it away. That's something that we need to figure out. But it's a little something that he wanted to do, and in the spirit of the holidays and us giving to each other, Bob wanted to give something back to those who tuned in. So we'll figure out how we're going to give it away. Not sure what we're going to do yet. We'll have to discuss that. So yeah, not gonna share what it is, because that kind of takes away the fun of it. So tune in next week. We'll probably do the giveaway fairly early, because the Christmas episode is one of our longer episodes for reasons. Not going to go into those reasons, Vinny, in the monstrosity of amounts of shit that he decides to include in these things, even though we've tried to tell him and convince him to stop. So, yeah.
Whatever do you mean?
Don't even go there. You know exactly what I mean. Hence the reason of my text message of, why is this fucking box so heavy? And of course, my wife,
way.
Top loaders do add up.
Bags way.
Game Gear.
Game Gear cards are extra ounces.
But my wife was thinking the Christmas episode was tonight, because she knew, since Dave's box is in the outside refrigerator for reasons which indicate only one thing: there will be a repeat of some things from last year, which I love. Like that would, like, I'd have been happy if that's all that you would put in the box, Dave. I'm going to be honest. But my wife was looking forward to it. Like, oh, we're going to get to eat snack. No, babe, that's next week. What? I thought, no, babe, it's next week. Well, shit. I was like, she's like, well, why isn't it this week? I was like, it's usually around the same time every year. Not to mention, not everybody's gotten their stuff. So it's kind of hard to do a Christmas episode when not everybody has stuff in their possession. Kind of defeats the purpose. So everybody's checking out the ramen. That's the good shit too.
It's a corgi with ramen.
So it's, when you're in Appleton at the Costco and there's the one left, it's like, you have to get that. You love corgis and you love ramen noodle soup, so I mean, I said I don't want to spend whatever $15 or $20 on it, but like if I don't do it now, I never will, because that's something where it's there. I'll get it. If it's not, I won't.
It would only be better if it was Hamburger Helper.
I know, and it goes along with all the. And the one Robert made me buy.
Did you say made you buy, Dave?
I still have no clue what that is.
Would you clarify Bob made you buy it? Because like, did he hold a gun up to your head and say, if you don't buy it, I'm going to blow your head off?
To the best of my recollection, yeah.
Allegedly, right?
I'm surprised you didn't see this on the news, Steve. I called the local grocer in Dave's area and said, I have demands. Do you happen to have an employee there named Amish Dave? They said, yes, we do. And so he needs to do such and such, yada, yada. And if he doesn't, such and such and yada, yada is going to happen to something. So, like, something important to him. I'm going to, like, destroy Warehouse 59, which I know has the Johnson collection. Don't tell me how I know that, but I do. You know, like I said, surprised you didn't see it on the news.
I'm not subscribed to the Amish TV network, so that could be why.
Dude, you watch Fox News. I know you saw it.
It was the lead right before the impeachment stories.
Which ones?
Pick a name out of a hat.
End of year.
Yeah.
There's been so many. Starting to take the fun out of just impeachment in general, you know? It's like kind of like muddying, like diluting the impeachment waters, you know? So see these right here? So these blocks, I'm just kind of noticing them here. And it takes me back. So, well, oh, wait. This way it says Mary. And there's believe it or not, there's another set of 9 blocks, I believe, that say Christmas. But if, you know, this is the beauty of the internet. If you Google anagrams for Merry Christmas, there's like one that's like Mrs. Cream Sheets, or wait, Mrs. Cream, Mr. Cream Sheets, Mr. Cream Sheet, and I usually do that as many times as I can get away with before Christmas. It drives my mom up a wall. Let's just do it for the audience here. I'll work on this. Go ahead and start another topic, Dave.
I'm at a loss of words right now. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, dude. Here we go. Go ahead.
No, we'll anxiously await what you're coming up with, Bob.
Yeah, I want to see the.
Wait a minute, because wait a minute. It's gonna take me a second. So hold on. Go ahead. I'll try to not be as distracting as I am right now. Because actually, each one of these blocks has some random letter, like L. That's not part of Merry Christmas. So I need to know what letters I have at my disposal
Could be happy holidays.
I like where you're going with that. But there's a V in here. There's a V in here too.
Feliz
Happy
Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Dude, a J?
That's
If
gotta
I
be
could
some,
say Mr. Cream jeans,
that might be some sort of the Scandinavian with the J's in there.
yeah, you're right. Jesu Navan God, whatever my mom said earlier.
Yes, he did say creamed sheets. Yes, he did. Not cream in his sheets. Creamed sheets. So,
We're
yes,
gonna do this live. We're gonna do this anagram live.
You know, what other podcast does anagram? So,
anybody have that on their bingo card?
yeah. Yeah, come on, Lois Strong, get your bingo sheet out wherever you're at listening to this. That will not be part of that bingo sheet.
Oh, somehow it will manifest itself.
Oh, it will, but it's post show, not prior to the show. That's what he needs to do. He needs to send us like, hey, here's the bingo card for tonight.
We've kind of chatted about that before, but we've also like, and I know we've talked about this before, but having actual really
Maybe the meatloaf wants the meatloaf.
Yeah. Mom, the meatloaf.
Bob's still getting to the swing of things with this live business here.
But talking about doing IRP shirts with different bingo card like backs, one that would apply to each of our various phrases in nomenclature. So Dave would have his, I would have mine, Vincenzo would have his. Bob would have to come up with some more phrases because this wouldn't be completely filled in currently. Other than we could add cream sheets,
Yeah, that could be a new one.
I used to have the Pro Set Santa. I have no idea what the hell happened to it. I have a few Santa cards, but not the. I'm guessing you're referring to the '89 Pro Set Santa version because there's another Pro Set version out there.
I meant to do that.
Timber. We're gonna get the Creativity Bob live on the IR. Set your DVR.
Oh, so I don't need that, man. Oh, what? I'm gonna use my mom's phone now.
You're gonna use your mom's phone now?
So what you guys what all have you guys gotten lately? All right, first of all, I want to ask because nobody really reacted to it in one of the many chat threads that I'm in. That the one that we're in together. Did anybody watch that dude's video of like the eBay dude like almost extorting him for more money?
Yeah, I watched it.
Like, because there happens to be 3 like prominent player collectors here. I need to hear some like relatable stories of situations if that's happened to you before, where like a seller who clearly probably has got that card in a break and knows it's something that whatever said player has player collectors out there. I don't know whatever that dude's market is, whoever that player. You don't even know what team he plays for, the guy in the video that was talking about, but I guess the idea of like a seller knowing they have a card that will have a very niche buying market, and then feels like he has somebody on the hook, agrees to a deal, and then gives a BS reason that deal now like it falls through, and but it can be yours for a little bit more money. Like that's a pretty extreme example in my opinion, but from the video that I saw.
Let me add some
Please.
context for those
Yeah.
who don't know what Bob is talking about. And two, Dave, if you have your football almanac, I'd be interested to see if there was any notation of pack odds for the Santa from ProSit. But anyways,
I don't think there ever were.
I don't think there were either, but
it was just random inserts in pack or whatever for that, and like the Lombardi.
Well, I think the Lombardi actually had some pack odds, if I'm not mistaken.
Payne Stewart too.
But so context to Bob's story. One, and I'm not going to give like full on details, but 1-on-1 autograph out of stature, if I'm not mistaken. Listed on eBay, starting bid of $1,000 Canadian, I think. I think there was, I think it was Canadian. Don't hold me to that. That's not important. So this guy who made the video reached out and was like, I'll give you like $800. That wasn't good enough. What's your highest offer? He came back at like $1,200. They made a deal. And then the seller came back and he's like, dude, can you do $1,400? I can't do that because I'm getting death threats, which is a load of shit. Like nobody, like who, it's your card. You're like, if you're selling it for somebody else, then okay, maybe I get it. But maybe you shouldn't do that. Tell somebody else to list it, whatever. But bottom line is, the guy had varying comps. He had paid $500 for a different lower tiered player, so to speak. Seasoned player, veteran player. This one was a rookie, and the sad thing is the auction was starting at like that $1,000. And, here I am thinking, it's like, dude, if you really want it, fucking bid on it. Bid up to the max that you were willing to pay. Maybe you get it cheaper. And then it's a slap in the guy's face. Like, you get what you deserve type situation. But a part of me also is like, if I do that and win it for less, am I actually going to get the card because the dude's going to be a douche? Me personally, I've never had a situation. I've had people kind of counter offer. And it's like, I'll just tell them, I'm like, hey, that's a little out of my price range. I'll let this play out and see what happens. I'm not a jerk about it. I'm not ugly. I'm not disrespectful, anything along those lines. If I win it for less, I'm happy. If I get it for what I originally offered, I'm still happy. If I lose it, shit happens. But I'm one of those in which I'm not going to allow somebody to quote unquote bully me into paying more for something that I don't feel is worth it to me. Like where the guy went wrong is to originally offer $800 and the guy come back and be like, what's your highest offer? And then actually tell him something. He started at $800 and then he went to his highest offer at $1,200, which was $200 more than what the auction started at. Like, don't do that. Like, the whole objective is to get it for what you feel is fair. Fair is relative. It's a relative term. But I don't see that card getting a lot of traction as it is. So it's like, I also look at things as, okay, as a seller, you have a set price point in mind. You're not going to go any less, even though you started at $1,000 starting bid. Like I could see it if it ended at that. I could see him canceling like the winning bid and relisting it. Just like that's what my gut tells me. But no, to answer your question, Bob, I have never. You're on mute, by the way. I have never in my life been in a situation where I let somebody bully me into paying more for something because I really like the card or I'm a collector of said card or player or whatever. Never. Because at the end of the day, it's like I obviously didn't want it that much because I'm not going to pay more for something because of that reason. Just I'm not. So yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, that's probably one of their buddies just to make sure that it gets like that's another one of them protecting the value shit, I think.
Floating
Which is
away.
yes. Which I think is a load of shit.
Yeah, the 89 Santa was a promo at the Super Bowl card show in New Orleans in late 90 that had the design of the 89 Pro set.
So that would make sense. So look at Stuke.
The and then the 90. Oh my god, this print.
Well, and I want to say that there were other iterations though too in other sets in later sets, not just 90, like 91, 92, 93 that were actually pack inserted. Not specific to Pro Set either.
And I know I remember seeing. I think Tops has done a job, a decent job, I guess, of getting them like the goofy Santa relics or whatever.
Because I mean,
In the
is it Pro
holiday.
Set 93 Pro Set? It's Santa in like a rocket. I think I have that card.
It's got
And that was
Santa, but it doesn't say anything again. No number, Santa. 92, no number, Santa. Yeah, it just says randomly, and also inserted were a Emmett Smith Super Bowl or Pro Set Power preview card and a Santa Claus card with a Super Bowl 26 logo card too.
gotcha.
But yeah, I know there's more sets. I don't know if Action Pack had anything.
That isn't ringing a bell. Not a clue. But like I said, I know I have that one, and I want to say it's 93 Pro Set. It's Santa like in a rocket.
Or no, who playoff? There's some playoff. I thought.
Could be. You're making me go way back. Like you, Dave, my net has holes in it.
And it might.
And
What the fuck was
came
it?
up.
Was it quarterback club or it was some where they all. So I want to say it was just like a giveaway set, but I don't remember what score, a playoff, or there it is, 93 playoff, no number Santa Claus.
Stuke also said Proline had a Santa.
Yeah, probably 93.4 for that too, because again, that's all in the same vein. Nope.
Yeah.
Get a Proline Auto 91. 91 Santa send away. So
Another type of promotional thing, so to speak.
oh, this print is so fucking. The Santa Claus card could be obtained through a mail-in offer in exchange for 10 91 Proline Portraits foil pack wrapper.
I'm sure Bob has all the Santas. I could see him having all the Santas.
Yeah, there's a Santa unnumbered auto for $30. Again, this is whatever year, 17, 18, and then the 200 is $60.
Dude, not you know, I know you've been in the hobby a lot longer than me, but this is the worst time to buy Santa. You got to buy Santa in the off season.
Oh, this is correct. So I hate looking for like Christmas CDs. Like this time of year, I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to get that. Like, why? Everybody else is looking for it for one time a year too. So
it's like you buy the Lombardi Trophy card, assuming there is one, during the Stanley Cup run, and then you buy the Cup card during the, Super Bowl run.
yeah, you just don't buy it in season to lead up to the giveaway.
What's like the most is the Santa? Is that like the premier pro set? Just random card that they had. Like I know they had some inserts. My favorite is the Derek Thomas error card with the Buffalo Bills logo, only because I have it, and I was like thrilled to have it because that was like a real error card to me. Not like 90 Dawn Rush where every other card is an error card, Like the Billy Ripken was that, but it didn't feel, I don't know, it just felt like a different kind of error. That Derek Thomas one. It was like listed in the Beckett for like $12. So.
Well, the Lombardi, like the hologram, I know that's still that, and I think it's the first Stanley Cup one they did. Those still fetch a good chunk of money. I mean, you're not going to find that in like a $5 bin, and if you do, grab them, because again, that's something it's like an Elite 91. You just don't see it. And if you do, it's like, even if it's a Doug Drabeck, even if it's a Matt Williams, if it's somebody that, okay, they're not Hall of Famers, but at the time they were, their trajectory was going in that general direction. It's like, man, you don't see that stuff. It's not around. There's a Dexter Manley from 90 Pro Set number 772. And I don't know, it says no SUBST, so it's either substitution, substance. Maybe they mentioned about substance abuse with him because he got run out of the league, I think, after doing some things. But the one that has the SUBST, again, books 400. So, I mean, obviously it was something probably taught very early on, like, well, we can't be having this on the card. Like, if kids are buying the cards, I'll be like, what the hell does this mean? Again, I don't know. I've got the card 204, Fred Marion, I think it's safety for the Niners. His belt is loose in the picture, so it looks like his dong is out. And that was the one I spent. It was a faded copy, but I think I spent like $15 on it because I'm like, this is one of those cards. When you look, like, why the hell is who is Fred Marion? Like, I remember Marion Butts. I remember Marion Barber. I remember Fred Flintstone, but I don't remember Fred Merriam at all. Then you see the picture of the card. Uh-huh. That's why that card is there. So, but yeah, that one's like it books at 100. There's some other Lud Denny promo card 338. No idea. That's 250. Oh my god. What else? I mean, there's a lot of error cards back in those Pro Set days, which again would be probably fun now to to look through and again, if you could find a case of that for like 50 to $100 and just be like, that'd be fun to rip open. But again, now that's probably a $200 case where there's probably like 7 or 8 warehouses that are like pretty much you open the door and cases tumble out. But yeah, that'd be the Pro Set card. Probably either that Lombardi or the initial Stanley Cup. Those holograms. I remember the Payne Stewart was a big one too back in the day when if you got that out of that. But again, that's only $1 now. And back then, like $15, $20 card.
What's Bob and Vinny's take on Jim Lee? Dude, well deserved. Well deserved. Very happy for him. Smoking heaters in the dugouts. Gotta love it.
Vinny obviously has no comment.
Good for him.
Really, that's all you got?
No, I'm glad he did because he was manager at the Pirates and the Tigers, so it's a win-win for me. But I just remember him going off on Barry Bonds in string training one year, using some colorful language, basically telling him, I don't care who you are or who you think you are. I manage this club, and I'll be GD if you're going to tell me how to manage this club or how you're going to act in my club. So Jim kind of ruled with an iron fist. That's why I kind of liked him. I didn't kind of like him. I loved him. He was a trip. My grandfather always would give me the nudge. He's like, he's smoking in the dugout in there, taking his little tokes off of his cigarettes. And the cameras loved to pan in on him. Then he'd get a fine, and then he'd stop a couple games, and then he'd be right back at it. He'd be in the hallway to the tunnel, sitting there smoking, looking out, gazing at the field. So always a good time with Jim Leland. He's a solid dude.
And he was with the Marlins too when they won their first title. So
Yep.
It amazes me. Back in those times of him being a manager, they hadn't banned smoking in the stadiums either for part of that time. Just interesting. Too close to the field, I guess.
yeah, if you had box seats or whatever right behind their dugout, I'm sure you're like, am I smelling some Camels or am I smelling Marb Reds or what am I smelling here?
Marlboro Greens.
Greens.
Marijuana.
So say if that's what you're calling menthol, what the hell's going on down in Texas? Greens.
No.
Get some of that Mary Jane.
No. Marlboro Greens. Hey, it works. Since you can't, other than Marlboro Reds, you used to lights, ultralights, just regular Marlboro. Now it's silver, gold, red, green for menthols. So
Yep.
I mean, that's you have to do it by color now. All because people made a big deal thinking that just because it said light or ultralight didn't mean that it had less tar nicotine. It's like you're an idiot. It's the flavor. That's what dictated the terminology use of lights, ultralights, menthol, whatever. It's like you're a freaking idiot. And you can always tell as a smoker, you can always tell people who have been in retail long enough. It's you kind of hear it under their breath when you say, 2 packs Marlboro Silver 100s. They're like ultralight one because like they remember it by that.
Yeah, Marb Ultralight 100s.
So it amazes me the younger folks in retail only know it by the color nowadays. They don't know it by and what's interesting is standing in line at a convenience store, people still calling it the old name to people who like you can tell are you know in their early 20s. They kind of look at them like, huh? Because they don't know it by ultralights, lights. Like they don't know it by those terms. They know it by colors. So, oh, I know, Stuke. I know. I am aware. I'm an hour, well, less than an hour from the Oklahoma border. So, just waiting for them to legalize it here in the great state of Texas, which will probably never happen. They just need to legalize it on the federal level, and it won't matter. Problem solved. That's a multi-billion-dollar business with so many opportunities for freaking tons of tax money to come in. But what do I know? What do I know? Anyways.
And to get back to Bob's earlier question about like someone extorting basically more money out of you, I not that I can ever think of. Again, I'm sure for some of the non JJ pieces, and again, I've mentioned several times in the Northcut type videos. If I had the old arch nemesis on eBay, Dog and Suds, where he and I would just go fucking toe to toe. So I mean, we'd be paying out the ass literally for stupid Dennis Northcutt cards, and but it wasn't like he was selling them to me for stupid prices because that's what he quote unquote had into them. I still remember getting the 2000 Ultra, uh, the 101, not the Platinum Medallion, whatever the other one is. I, again, can't even think of it, but that like got that again $50. That's a more than fair price for a true 101 from that era where there wasn't 10 million of them. But yet Josh Johnson people I know when I have doubles, Like, oh, you should sell me one. You've got 3. I'm like, yeah. If I can find the other whatever amount that there are, I will try to get those too. And then you hear the, well, I'll bid you up. I'm like, that's fine. I can win those and not anything else. It doesn't matter. I mean, and by you saying that, that makes me want to win all of them just to make sure you don't have them. Because I'm not that friendly collector when you sit there and tell me what I can do with cards.
Well, on the flip side, even if it's one of those in which, if you do win one, I hope you pay the most ever for it, and I
Yeah.
won't care.
Yeah.
Like,
and this isn't one where I'm like trying to protect my value or my investment like others.
don't lie, Dave. That's exactly what you're doing on JJ. You're protecting the value of them.
It's Josh Johnson, and it's literally at a value of $0 even before I buy it. So, it's because I like the player and I like collecting his cards, not because I spent $400 on a card and oh man, it's at 360. Well, I have to bid 410 or whatever because I don't want it to go below what I paid, and then maybe if I sell it, that's a new high, and I can have that record, and I can pat myself on the back by hitting myself in the doorway because I'm so tall. Because my head floats.
Right. I just dropped him down, so we're not staring at the doors. Same thing I would have done I've done to Vinny over time when he's forgotten to. Yeah, I don't protect value with shit, but it's the same thing as shill bidding. It's exactly what shill bidding is, no matter how you slice it.
From the box of all these packs from way back when. The 01 Revolution. No, I showed this off in a show, well, like many, many moons ago. This box sort of
yes, you did.
Disappeared.
'99, 2000 Omega. Keep that close to you when we get
second
Mike Kramer. When we get Kramer and Jeff back on. The question is, though, Dave, are you going to keep them all sealed? Or are you going to open one or two or a few?
I don't know. I've done pretty well with keeping them sealed.
Well, because a lot of stuff from boxes, cases, and just packs are starting. I mean, they're going to continue to dry up. It's going to happen. Oh,
and then
Bob's back.
The good ones out of the.
Sorry. I had to watch this Penguin shootout. I didn't realize it was going to go like 13 rounds.
No, you're good. I hadn't dropped you down for too long.
Thank you.
So did they win?
They did. Yes, they did. Harkins, Harkins, they won 3-2 in the shootout. So they were down to their scrubs, that's for sure.
Paul says you exaggerate. It was 12.
Oh, you know me.
12, 13, really? Does it really matter?
I once caught a fish this big.
Yeah, as we can't even see the fake measurement either because you weren't on camera when you said it.
Dude, let me just describe what the hugeness that I just depicted off camera. It was immense. Huge.
Huge.
Hoogie. So
if you never tried this blackberry ginger ale either, I recommend it. It's pretty fantastic.
So what'd you come up with the letters, Bob? Or are you still working on it?
Yeah, I'll have something for the Christmas show. We'll tease it for then, because I could be missing something here, and it just feels like I'm rushing. I need to really break it down, break out the algorithms. I mean, I got letters here. The things that I almost said were just too hot to handle. Describe it.
Said absolutely
Something.
Nobody on this show.
Yeah, there was I mean, it involved the C word. We'll just say that.
Which C word?
I only know one. I mean, the C word.
So
none of us here have one.
Continuous.
That's right. Continuous enjoyment. That's right.
Our favorite created word that we came up with because of the show. Snatch cunts.
I mean, I don't know. Toilet flower is pretty up there as well.
Well, the other C word would have been cock, Bob. So that's why I was like,
I ain't afraid to say cock on a YouTube stream.
Where did you get that blackberry ginger ale? I've never seen that before, ever.
Yes, the Canada. So here's a short, quick, funny story. I don't know about Jens, but you can't really skimp on your ginger ale. Canada Dry. Shout out to my Canadian friends. It's the way to go. It's really the only way to go. Seagram's, like if they don't have Canada Dry, but any generic, no offense if that's all you can afford, God bless you. Drink something else, because my mom recently experienced Dollar General ginger ale, and she noticed the difference. We'll just say she noticed the difference, and she wasn't happy about it. So that extra 30 cents goes a long way in the ginger ale, in the ginger ale world. Blackberry ginger ale, I think they just were like, they've gone down and opened up all the avenues they can with cranberries. Blackberry is just due. It's time. Cranberry is a thing of the past. Blackberry is on the rise, man.
Which I'm hoping.
Is that your hashtag investment advice?
Hashtag invest in Blackberry, yes.
There you have it. Bet you that wasn't on a bingo card either.
Which I'm big into, like the raspberry, blackberry, like a triple berry, like an ice cream or a sundae or any of that stuff. The malts, I like the the multitude of like the berries put in there. And
yes,
blackberry.
Yes. So does that translate to like the jams and preservative area? Yeah.
I don't mind like an orange marmalade or whatever, or cherry, but you get like a triple berry marmalade or something like that. I'm all about that every time. That's going to be my choice.
Marmalade.
Bob's still obviously taking notes. As Dave goes off camera in the process. Obviously, Bob, you taking notes has forced Dave to decide to go off camera.
I mean, ain't the first.
Not quite sure.
My note taking is pretty intense. It scared many people away in the past.
I call bullshit.
I can't. Can somebody make that dude big? Oh, all right.
I'm gonna leave that alone too.
Just grow
Your
slow.
Boysenberries.
Your raspberries, boysenberries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries.
What? No huckleberry? I mean, geez, Dave. What do
I
you
don't
got
make
against huckleberry?
Well, I don't.
What do you got against peach?
Well, it's not a berry.
Just because it's not a berry, it's a very delectable fruit that's very good for making pies.
Peach pie is one of my favorites, and raspberry pie is another one.
Don't
But when
try
it
to
comes
suck up the peach now, Dave.
when apple, you talk about apple, you can have your apple pie all the time. I do not want it.
Dude, let's be honest. Apple pie is a whole nother realm of goodness. We're talking berries now, and I'm talking whether or not peach is allowed to be discussed amongst the berries. And I just think it should, be something that we talk about.
I'm not going to say of the berries. Though. Again,
I mean, it's way better than a kiwi. I mean, if we're talking about like fuzzy exteriors.
I agree. Kiwi can stay on the vine or
No
whatever.
disrespect to the kiwis, hang around Kiwi fans. We've got love for you too.
I have so many things I could have said to that comment about the fuzzy exterior.
Grow slow, Steve. Grow slow. Oh, I should write fuzzy exterior down.
My mind is obviously in an odd place.
Are you a plum or are you a peach guy? Or not?
So, given those are the
nectarine?
choices. Oh, dude, nectarines. Wow, that's a throwback.
I'm a neither.
Man, I still have to go peach. I just because I've had too many bad plums in my days, as I'm sure a lot of us have. Let's be honest.
God.
I hope my mom isn't eavesdropping on this conversation. Were you talking about plums last night and their relevance? Yeah, we were, Mom. Back off.
But I thought this was a card podcast, not a food. Oh, that's because
Listen,
you don't
It's
understand.
only a matter of time before Panini comes out with a plum variation. Let's be honest.
This is true.
We're ahead of the curve. We're ahead of fanatics. They're probably watching right now, taking notes, just like I am.
Well, it wouldn't be any different. Other people watch the show, take notes, and steal stuff. So
It's true.
just saying. Just saying.
Now, if they'd only remember that around the old YouTube Hall of Fame time and say, well, at least we'll vote for you guys since we take half of your storylines or your subject matter. But we don't put videos out every 3 hours. So.
How many videos did you guys do this year?
Not enough.
I happen to know somebody in the greater YouTube community that put out 300 plus videos this year. That's like a video a day, almost. That's pretty incredible.
I think
That's
I'm no more than
consistent.
10. I think I'm no more than 10.
Dude,
I
I think my last video was my YouTube Hall of Fame in February. So what was this, December? Shit.
Last I checked, this is December.
I've been meaning to do a pickup video.
Yeah, I went through them like actual card videos that I put out this year that weren't related to the national, and I must be maybe 15-ish, 20. Everything else is Naomi
That's
or
still
like
that's still averaging more than one a month. That's pretty good. I would take those numbers for sure.
and I mean
I've been late.
I think
Sorry, Dave.
2024 could be a year. I mean, at least by like March, maybe July. I should probably. I'm my next video will probably be a 2024 YouTube Hall of Fame entry video. But then after that, it'll probably be a things you need to know for the 2024 national. Probably.
Well, from my perspective, part of my issue is I don't think about posting stuff on my own channel because everything I pick up, I show here. So it's one of those in which I need to do it. I just keep putting it off because everything I would show on my own channel is stuff I've shown here. And what box is that, Vinny?
Everything since I picked up the last time I showed stuff on the show.
Somebody's been busy.
Win a lot of dollar auctions, man.
Whatever floats your boat, whatever works, right?
Whatever floats my boat, pops my rocks, or blows my hair back. And I don't have much hair to blow back. Is that a Padman Belfour? Eddie the Eagle. That's a classic design.
and the gold medallion.
Ah, so double the pleasure, double the fun.
And then that one was a Amaro to 5, which I think I've got one, but I think it was like 350 maybe. So
Color match. Gotta have that color match, man.
it is and it isn't, because on the back, so at least in the front it's not like Photoshop, but yeah, on the back it's when he signed with the Titans, and I think he was active for 2 games with the Titans, which again it amazes me that he didn't work out in some way, shape, form, or fashion with the the offense that they had at Texas Tech.
Part of that's timing as to why Vinny does not talk as often as other times. This is obviously one of those times.
I could tell a semi-extortion stories from eBay, but
share away.
The number one, 3 incidents on eBay that tickle my fancy, that stick in my memory. Number one, I got I was putting the EX set, which is the base of what they use for the essential credentials, and I got 3 of them from one seller, and there was 2 cards in the bubble mailer. The third one should have been a Henrik Lundqvist. And the guy, I said, it's not in there. And he goes, look harder.
Yeah.
I wanted to go through the phone and slap him upside his head because he's a schmuck. Bottom line, end the story. Look harder. Second favorite eBay story. I won 2 PMGs of Marc-Andre Fleury for $26 Canadian and $29 Canadian. A red and a blue. And it was during COVID. And the guy was in Quebec or Montreal. I can't remember. All I know is he spoke French because there would be French words in the correspondence. So you must wait. It is COVID. It takes longer. So he basically stonewalled me for the 90 days. And I was trying to be cool and not say anything. And then the 90 days were up, so I couldn't file a claim. So if I don't get something now within 5 days after it should be here, 5 to 10 days, I'm filing a claim. Or I'm reaching out and I'm going to say, dude, you got 3 chances. And if it ain't happening in a week, yeah. And my most recent was I was talking to the good doctor and I won a Ruby Mario Black Diamond to 100. And not 30 seconds after I won, they canceled it because I won it for 29 Canadian. It was a graded let's see what the name of this gentleman was or this person. Peter O.T. Dog. Total, 1 item. Let's see how much feedback old Petcher has. I won it for 26 Canadian. So Peter probably didn't have much feedback, but let's just take a gander what Petter had. Black Diamond. Search. There it is. Let's see. Good old Peter. Peter had 8,632 feedback with a 99.5 positive feedback rating. And he said I didn't want the card, so he canceled it. Now, Peter, that wasn't very nice of you. But it was $19.11 US. And most of the time that card goes for the rubies go anywhere between 30 and 50. The emeralds probably double that. So that was that. So there.
Everybody thinks their stuff is worth more than what it is, and let's face it, I'm using this as a blanket statement. When I say we all, I'm not referring to us specifically. We all have a tendency to focus too much on comps. For those who sell items, too many people focus on comps. And just because something sold for $30 6 months ago doesn't mean it's worth $30 6 months later. Could be more, could be less. That's the disadvantage of selling in a hobby that is very fluid. And yes, we all hate that word, but let's face it.
The hobby is moist.
I'm glad my wife didn't hear that because she'd flip her shit. My wife hates that word.
I am aware.
But it's just a nature of the beast, and it doesn't matter how good somebody is, where they stand, Hall of Fame or not. Like, there's no rhyme or reason why something could sell for $905 and then a few months later sell for 203 and 228. It's card number to 3. All 3 have been sold in a matter of amount of time. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. There isn't. So, for those of us who do sell to self-fund our hobby, I can only hope that all of you would get the most amount of money for something that you sold and somebody else would not. Just that's where I stand with that. Which sport are you referring to? Asking for clarification purposes.
Should we guess baseball? Tops. I don't know what the set he's talking about.
Ooh, those are nice.
He's more of a football guy. That's why I was asking if that's the path we were going.
They almost look like the Panini stained glass. There's a Jeter. That's nice. That's really nice. Oh, here
No,
all sports.
Yeah, that's from 1997.
There's baseball. There's football. I don't. Looks like they redid them too. Topps gallery. There's Tatis.
Yeah, I knew they had rehashed them. I can't say that I've seen one in person. Cool concept, cool idea.
You think it's stained glass?
Yeah.
But it's one of those in which there are always situations, and I'm only speaking for myself, that picture doesn't always do a card justice, and sometimes you have to actually physically have it in your hand to kind of.
They look like they would be shiny. They shine. They got some shine to them, Benny. Does it look like?
I can't tell. They got a moss.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Like, let's get some checklists going. Let's see it.
Hold on.
So, what is that? What is that out of?
The background's a little interesting. It is. That is
anime. A fan of Moss and a fan of anime, huh?
Apparently so. Oh, there's basketball too.
Would you say gallery? What 2009?
For that Moss, it was 2000. Here's basketball.
Have it, dude.
Let's see. Here's Wow, here's a Kobe. So, Kobe.
Maybe. I bet there's a Shaq then.
Yeah. Let's look.
They probably want like 2020 Kobe prices.
Nothing came up with Shaq. Let's try Shaquille. Oh, A-Hack is not Shaq, so let's try to spell it correctly. No Shaq. Let's try Shaquille.
All right.
No, just brings up another Kobe.
Wow.
They won 1,800 for that bad boy. PSA 10. That would
send me a link for that auction, so I can ignore it.
They got an Otani, so we know that's 350. Yeah, 350.
Are they like case hit type things? Has anybody looked the?
Well, they had hockey in 2099 from Topps. I'm surprised there's not a hockey version.
2099. Damn.
Do they have a Wade Boggs? There's got to be a Wade Boggs. WADBOGGS. Not wax bogs, Wade bogs. Vinny.
Yeah, there is definitely no Shaquille in any checklist.
Okay.
There's definitely no wax bogs either.
Yeah, there's other tops Wade bogs, but none in this section. I shall return. Minimize.
Minimize.
Yeah, no
Leaning back.
Shaquille.
That's all right. They got a moss. I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, because it looks like baseball originated in '97.
Well, yeah, football would have too with Kerry. And I know there's others, but
Yeah, baseball has produced the most though for that insert set. So yeah, let's see. Did football start? Yep, football started in '97. You were right.
Is there a Curtis Martin?
There's a Kerry Collins. There's a Drew Bledsoe.
Neither of those.
Nope, there is no Curtis Martian.
All right. That sucks. But that's all right.
Well, there's also no Terrell Davis, so that sucks even more. Yeah, I'd still want to see one of those in person to see. Are they kind of acetate though?
Yeah,
They
look-
from what
look
I
acetate.
remember.
What are we talking
From
about?
what I remember, those holiday or hometown hero, or not hometown heroes,
Acetate.
whatever those.
We got acetate.
See the finger? See the finger?
Ass and taint.
There's some acetate.
Yeah,
There's some
just
acetate.
just make sure when you say see the finger, you do it right, Vinny.
See the finger? See the finger?
No, I can't. Which finger is that?
The pointer finger? The pointer finger?
Stink finger.
The sister finger? Brother finger, possibly? Cousin finger? I don't know. Pointer sister? I don't know.
I am from West Virginia.
1 in 36. Checklist is Desmond Howard, Marcus Allen, Kerry Collins, Troy Aikman, Jerry Rice, Drew Bledsoe, John Elway, Mark Brunell, Junior Seau, Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Barry Sanders, Reggie White, Emmett Smith, Steve Young.
What a bunch of losers.
It's odd that, again, I'm sure Gallery was produced like later in the season, possibly after the Super Bowl run, because if Desmond Howard is in there, otherwise,
When did he make a Super Bowl run? Did you guys watch the Heisman stuff recently? Specifically the 30 for 30 or whatever after of the 97 Heisman run? Or have you ever seen that with Desmond Howard and Peyton Manning? Dude, I forgot that Desmond Howard, not Desmond Howard, Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson, Peyton Manning. The 97 Heisman Trophy run. I kind of forget the details of all that, so it was really cool to see all that. I forgot that he would go in as a receiver on
Yep.
occasion more than I forgot that, man. Because all I remember about that is Norm Macdonald's like joke during the ESPYs of like Desmond Howard. Hey, Desmond Howard's here. You know, wow, what an accolade! The first defensive player ever to win the Heisman Trophy. They can never take that away from you unless you murder your wife and a waiter. Because they took OJ's Heisman from him. So and like
Norm
like,
Macdonald
Ken-
never ending OJ Simpson jokes.
dude, the Ken Griffey Jr. expression, like, he was just like completely. Like, I can't believe that dude just that white dude from Canada just said that joke. So good.
Norm Macdonald.
They can never take that away from you. Unless you murder your wife and a waiter.
Yeah, you get like half the crowd with the ha 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 ha.
That nervous laughter, yes.
He was Richie Gervais before he was there was no McDonald. That basically just told it how it was. I also Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg was a genius. I used to watch. Oh.
I used to do drugs, but I still do.
I don't know if he's gotten it back yet. I know there's been a big push because
Didn't OJ die?
No, I'm talking about Reggie Bush.
Oh.
Because there was a big campaign to give it back to him because of the rule changes for NCAA in allowing players to get paid through endorsements and everything else. And that's how Reggie Bush made some of his money.
Dude.
So you can't.
And you got the last name Bush. Should get it back.
Well, you can't change and make it okay now and not take that into consideration and actually, like, yes, it was illegal back then, but still, like, give it back to the guy. It's not like he murdered his wife and a waiter. So,
yeah.
I mean, couldn't have said it better myself.
Yes, Vinny, I saw the finger.
Just making sure, Steve.
Well, you know you're never going to live that down, right?
So my mom asked me, like, hey, why are you keeping that box out on the front porch? I said, because more than likely it has beef sticks in it, Mom. And it needs to be chilled.
And she was
So
like,
she didn't ask. She didn't probe further beyond that. She heard beef sticks and she just recoiled. So let's just get real quick. Since my mom's sleeping, so she has a so when my mom gets like she's 72 years old and was brought up in a very conservative Connecticut upbringing. But my mom, when she's like, you know, she gets up early and cleans the kitchen and maybe vacuums and does some chores. Around 1 o'clock, she's tired, right? Maybe even 12:30, she's tired. But my mom doesn't say she's tired. My mom uses the expression, I've shot my wad. And she does not know what it means. To the point where my 14-year-old niece who lives in this house can't contain herself when my mom like chooses to use that expression, like shot my wad. So we this Christmas season, fellas, we have made it our goal to shift my mom's nomenclature from shot my wad to running on empty, a la Jackson Brown. When and then she says it without the least bit of understanding of what shot my wad means. So pray for Maureen.
I guess it's better than I've blown my load.
There we go. That's what I was gonna say.
She might as well. She might as well say that.
Well, this is true. This is
Oh,
true. But
I
wow.
just, Bobby, I just really shot my wad this morning. I'm just feeling tired.
My
I said,
question
Mom,
would be though,
I know.
where did
I
you
said,
hear
Mom,
where did she hear it?
I know.
That's
I know how you feel. I know how you feel, Mom. Trust me. I know how you feel. But, and then with just the but past that has never had, that conversation hasn't happened yet. And this Christmas season, I'm dedicating to having that conversation with Maureen. Maureen, my mom, the woman that my friends nicknamed, sang a song about growing up. Maureen, the church machine. And that was kind of it. Maureen, the church machine. She doesn't know any better, fellas. So pray for Maureen. And that she is no longer shooting wads all over the place and just could just be on E. So that's my as we wrap up here. Or if we're not wrapping up, that's fine. This isn't. We don't have to end on shooting wads everywhere.
well, I'm gonna still go
But
back and it was
I,
asked like where did she hear that? Like that's she's had to have heard it from somewhere to
Steve, there's some questions that you just don't ask, buddy. I don't want to know what her understanding of that phrase is. I don't, but I need her to know that it's not something that we want to hear.
not nowadays. I mean, Stuke brings up a
So,
point though. You know, he said old school shot my wad meant something different, like wearing thongs that are now called flip flops, and there's a valid point there. But even then, like being raised by my grandparents, like
it's
that was never
2023.
something that would have been said out of like my
There
grandparents. Like,
never once has my mom used that expression and followed up with, "I'm using the 1975 expression of this expression." So, anybody that hears it is left to think and make no other conclusion than is splooge.
yep.
And we don't need to do that, man. I mean, my mom is a precious woman, follower of Jesus. I don't need her to saying that and using that expression in her next Bible study. I just don't. So pray for Marie.
Well, we'll give some past definitions of that colloquialism. It actually comes from the old days of musket guns, where a wad, strip of cloth, was packed down in a barrel to create a seal between the gunpowder and the shell. It also,
I'm sure that's what she means.
I guarantee, it's like or to
She's a
spend
big
all of one's.
She's a big musket enthusiast. Excuse me. Go ahead, Benny.
I figured I saw her once at a black powder musket affair, probably when I was in Pennsylvania. I could have sworn. And there's Maureen. I mean, the deadliest pistolero with a musket pistol that you've ever seen. It also means to spend all of one's money. So,
Okay,
being a
which
humble nature, I don't think Maureen would have used that term either. So, we'll
No.
just close up the Google before we get any images of said.
Yeah, it's only one click away, buddy. Be careful.
Glad I'm using private history on my web browser.
Just for future reference, incognito tab.
Yes, it would probably be better. Dad,
Incognito.
what are you looking up there? Nothing. See, nothing. Just like the books last year. What is that man doing? Nothing. He's doing nothing. Put the book down. Put the book down.
Those were great books.
Dave gave them to me.
Oh, the all innocent Dave's fault.
See, you're always innocent.
Go back and rewatch the Christmas episode, better half.
Yeah. Sure it wasn't Steve. Jeez.
I am 100% positive it was not me.
I'm barely even on this show, so I know it wasn't me.
Well, no, because you got them too, Bob, if I'm not mistaken.
I got the what?
The books from Dave last year.
I mean, I got the books. I mean, all right.
So kind of hard for me to give them when
Might have.
Vinny and I are the ones to.
All right. Man, all right.
Really? Are you malfunctioning there, Bob?
Dude, I think I hear my dad snoring in the other room, like through my headphones. He sounds like a percolating coffee pot.
In other words, he raises the roof.
I'm afraid to go in there and look. As long, hey, I hear breathing. I'm good. You know.
I get it. I get it. Anyways, before this goes off the rails even more than what it potentially could, close us up, Dave.
Thank you all for watching. Robert, thanks for coming on. Always good to have you around. Remember,
I really
week,
shot my wad tonight.
You can
I
always
really brought it all. I just wanted to bring a big heavy load tonight, shoot it all over the podcast, and just kind of like spread, my seed. I mean, my joy. Sorry. Go take a shower, everybody.
So next week,
dude, I'm gonna be here next week too. Like 2 weeks in a row, you guys are gonna be getting wads shot all over you. So it's just a crazy, just unbelievable situation you guys are all if you find yourselves in.
But next week you won't be the only one shooting wads, though.
Yeah,
like dude, that's the whole objective.
It's gonna be All right, wads galore. I'm gonna write that down.
Of course,
bring your towels.
Bring a change of underwear, because at least I'm speaking for three of us. We hope that a certain person on this panel shit themselves. Just throwing that out there. Not to mention any names or anything. Bob.
Close.
I have plenty of underwear where I'm staying right now.
Bring a change of bridges. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Bring your app.
Watch it before you come next week. Literally.
Come next week. Just come next week.
Yeah. Make sure you come.
All right, Dave.
And next week, Tuesday. Again on Tuesday. So,
You know what Tuesday is? It's
second day of the week.
I'm pretty day of the wad. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you're Greek, it is the day of the wad. But I'm Norwegian, so maybe it doesn't count.
In Greek is the wad called tzatziki.
Exactly.
So, join us Tuesday, Christmas episode. Hopefully, we get some tears out of people. That's what we go for. That's what we strive for. And remember, there will be giveaway. We'll not know, and we don't know how we're gonna give it away yet, but we will give it away some way, shape, or form. But so till next week.
Hey. All right, wait. I'm sorry, Dave. I don't mean to steal your thunder.
Don't spoil it, though, Bob.
I'm not. This is all I'm gonna say.
You're spoiling it.
Is it? It's a PSA 10. And it's from 2018. Yeah. Oh shit!
You spoiled it.
All right. I meant to say the other side. I meant to say the other side.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways,
Bob is giving it away.
But what you don't know is that's not the real wad. The big wad is coming next week. It's gonna be a huge wad. All right, there you go. Dave, finish the closeout.
For Robert, for Vincenzo, for Steve, I'm Dave. This has been the IRP. Remember, collecting cards, great hobby. The friendships you form along the way, that's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.